Okay, so we're already live now on the Pinky Room Show, and today is our June episode, guys. I promised you that today will be a different thing altogether, because today we have some wonderful people on the Pinky Room Show. I don't know, but let me say this: when I started watching this woman's movie, I'm telling you, it's been a while now. I was a bit younger. I started watching her movie, and somebody told me, there's this lady on Nollywood, very good actress, and she looks a bit like you. And I was like, really? Let me go and watch the movie and see this lady. And when I watched the movie, that was it. It was like this. I couldn't stop watching her anymore. Like every time I want to get her movie and watch it. Up to now, I'm still watching her movie. And a friend of mine also said to me, wow, I love her so much. I love her movie and I love her. I said, yes, we all love Miss Stella Damasus. Yes, I don't know if I'm mentioning them well. Forgive me if I'm not, but I'll allow you to introduce yourselves very soon. Also, I have my wonderful gospel artist all the way from Ghana, Gwen Dillon, also joining us today. Guys, today is a different date. Today, the level is we are on a different level. Trust me. I've had a lot of celebrities on the show, but this, because of my mom, is like the feeling is different. Okay, it's different, and I know everyone is eager to watch you. Thank you. I've seen people already tuning in. Thank you guys for tuning in already. So today is the June epic episode of the Pinky Room Show. Myself, Princess Roy, and I've got my wonderful guests. I'm going to let them introduce themselves to you, tell them who they are. I know you know them. They don't need introduction, but they will tell you who they are. Okay. And also, as we always do on the Pinky Room Show, we have our 3 segments that we do. Our funny segment, what is going on segment, and the main topic of today. And the main topic for today is Christian women in an abusive marriages or relationship. A lot is happening, guys, and we need to talk about it. It is us. So, ladies, if you're watching, share the link now. We live on Roy Network on YouTube. Roy Network on YouTube. YKA TV. YKA TV. Also live on YKA TV. Also on Abedin TV, Lively TV, and our show is being distributed by Universe Network USA. So we are everywhere tonight, and everybody's watching around the world, okay? So share the link, invite your friends and family to join us to discuss this topic. If you have any question, please don't hesitate to send it to us. Send it to us. We'll read your question. We'll answer your questions and all your comments. We are receiving all your comments and we'll answer all your questions. Thank you so much. Okay, so before we start, I want you to introduce yourselves to our audience. Many of them have seen your movie, but maybe you're not sure. You're still daydreaming, thinking, is it for real? So maybe I'm saying it, so they're thinking, is it for real? But I want you to introduce yourself, please.
Okay. First of all, thank you for having me, Pinky.
Thank you.
My name is Stella Damasus. I am an actor. I'm originally from Nigeria. I have been in the industry since 1994, I believe.
Right.
Yeah, and that's basically it. I do other things on the side, other businesses,
Right.
but predominantly actor, and it's good to be
Yeah.
here.
So before we finish the show, you tell us where we can go, any products, anything that you're into, because we want to connect to what you do. If you something that we can buy, anything that you do, you have to tell us so that we can also enjoy more of your product and what you do. Okay, thank you so much for the introduction. Our lady, I don't. Do you want to introduce yourself to us, Miss Gwendolyn?
Hi. First of all, let me say it's such an honor to be on the show today and to be on the same show with Miss Stella Damasus as well. I grew up watching you.
Right, I told you.
I have met you a few times as well. I used to
Right.
be a member of Tim Godfrey and the Extreme Crew.
Oh, I
Yes.
knew.
Yes. So it's such
It's
an
a
honor
small
to
world,
be
isn't
here
it?
with you again.
Yes.
My name is
Oh, that's great.
Gwendolyn. I'm a
Right.
contemporary gospel music artist currently resident in Ghana. I am a multiple award winner as well, and just doing God's work. Currently in Bible school as well. So by the end of the year, I should be a pastor
The
as
pastor.
well.
Woo,
So
woo, woo, woo. Well done.
thank
Well
you.
done. Okay. So, guys, if you just tune in, as I've seen you tune in already, thank you for tuning in and share the link. Go on Roy Network on YouTube. We are also on YKA TV in Nigeria, Aberdeen TV Nigeria, Lively TV UK, and our distributors is the Universe Network all the way in the USA. Okay, so we're live now. Today we're going to talk about we're going to start our segment. Our first segment is the funny segment, right? And today's funny segment is connected to our what is going on segment. So I'm going to ask this question. I know it's funny, but I mean, we have to. The audience are asking me to ask you this question. They asking. People do anything for money. Okay, I've had a few, celebrities. I had a few, guests on the show that will say that I'll ask them questions. Said, "Oh yeah, because of this, I'll do for money. Because of this, I'll not do for money." And this today one, we want to ask: should in case you are in a big you've lost everything in life, should in case you lost everything in life, everything like you nearly on the street, or let's say that you're on the street and you meet someone, the person tells you, okay, can you sleep with my dog? These people who sleep with dogs and all that, and let me give you $10,000 every time you have this sex with the dog. They will give you $10,000. Would you do it? I know it's silly. But people do things, for whatever reason it is. So let's share our views with them and let them know if it's good or bad, or you will or not. So, Mom, Auntie Stella, would you want to go first for us?
Yeah, okay. So first of all, I have been
Yeah.
there before where I lost everything, like totally
Right.
everything. I didn't even know where the next food or where the next rent was going to come from. So I
Right.
understand the situation. Would I do that for $10,000? No. Would I do that for $1,000,000? No. Would I do that for $100 million? No.
No.
I have been offered all sorts of crazy things. When I'm broke, when I'm not broke, all sorts of crazy
Right.
things. It depends on the
Right.
kind of person you are, what your belief system is, and how much
Yeah.
value you place on
Yeah.
yourself, the
Yeah.
self-respect you have. That
Yeah. Yeah.
determines, because some people can make decisions based on desperation. But
Right.
remember who you are. Your
Mm-hmm.
value is above anything that you're desperate for.
Thank you.
So that's
Yeah. Thank you. That is a perfect view. That's Miss Stella Damasus' view. Okay, so would you, Miss Gwendolyn, would you do it?
Um,
Hmm.
well, just like Auntie Stella said, I have also been in a really
Right.
dark space
Yeah.
where I had so much responsibility
Right.
and nowhere to turn to.
Right.
However, I don't think God created us to sleep with animals.
Right.
And
Thank
at the
you.
same time, the Bible says, what would it profit a man to gain the whole
That's
world
it.
and lose
Thank
his
you.
soul? These
Thank
things
you.
come with medical repercussions, spiritual repercussions.
Right.
Um, Sometimes you're in a very dark space and you
Hmm.
feel like if you don't do it, you wouldn't have
Yeah.
a way out. But that's
Yeah.
just the way the devil boxes you in that space. If you would
Right.
only hold on and trust
Mhm.
God, God always makes a way. He
Thank you.
always does.
definitely.
Yes.
Thank you. Guys, today I think we've got not I think we've got spiritual ladies on the show, because I've been following you. I've been watching Miss Stella on her blogs, and I'm telling you the things that she say, the wise things that she say, and I've watched you as well, Gwendolyn, the things that you do and all that. And today, so that's what I'm saying. Today is different. I'm also a gospel artist as well, and I'm into ministry as well. And I thank God for being that knowing God in our lives, because it's not easy. So thank you for your views and your contribution that you shared now. Thank you for your all right. Thank you for your comments. We're going to read all your comments. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. Thank you so much. Okay, so if you just tune in, this is the Pinky Room Show with Princess Roy, and today I've got my wonderful, beautiful ladies on the show, very wise ladies on the show, Miss Stella Damasus and Gwendolyn on the show. We first talked about our our funny segment. So we're going to go into our what is going on segment. Okay, so I said that the what is our funny segment today and what is going on segment is connected. Because I heard this story, right? Someone was sharing. I think it was all over the social media. I don't know if you've seen it. A lady was sharing that she said her friend, a lady that she knows, met a guy on social media, and chatting and all that, and they got connected, and okay, they started linking up, becoming boyfriend and girlfriends and all that. So a time came for them to meet. So they met, and then they're spending time together as boyfriend, girlfriend, sharing time, good times together and all that. And it's time, obviously, as a woman and a man, when they meet, they're gonna have sex. So it's time for them to have sex. And the guy was like, no, hold on, you're not gonna have sex with me. So the lady was like, I would be shocked, because you are the one I know. So why are you telling me that you're not going to have sex with me? You are not the one, but someone else. And then the guy said to the lady that you have to sleep with my dog. My dog. And I'm going to give you $30,000 to sleep with my dog. And this lady went ahead and did it. Slept with the dog. And then the guy introduced the lady to his other friends, and their dogs also slept with this lady, and all of them gave her 30,000, 30,000, 30,000. So for money, this lady agreed to sleep with dogs. And at the end of the day, she acquired diseases that is incurable. Like Miss Gwendolyn, you said, if you gain everything in the world and you lose your soul. So now she's using that money to kill herself. So what do you have to say about this? Is there anything that you want to share to the world? Because ladies, sometimes we go through things that, I don't know, we can be so desperate for money, and that's why we do this show, the Pinky Room Show. We talk about why and the what, and why do people do what they do, because we don't understand. Sometimes somebody is doing something, you will just be at the back criticizing the person, not knowing what she's going through or why the person is doing what they're doing. So is there any advice or anything that you can share with our ladies that is watching today in how to deal with yourselves? Because you've been in the darkness before and you didn't do this, but you survived.
I think we need to know where to draw the line. Just listening to the story you told. After the first one, she went for the second and the third.
Yeah.
So it's gone beyond the fact that she doesn't have money. Because $30,000 is a lot of money. So let's say she was broke and she fell into the trap of doing the first one. So why go for the second and the third? And I've heard so many stories. And sometimes you realize that it goes beyond the need. Even when that need is cured, they want to live a certain kind of life. And social media is not helping either. Unfortunately, these things that are said to be fetish of certain men are things that are in the system. But if we look deeper, is it really a fetish for a man to pay you $30,000 to sleep with a dog? Is it a fetish or is it a ritual?
Thank you.
Are you selling your soul or are you satisfying a man? Because I don't think any reasonable man, no matter how rich he is going to pay you $30,000 to just watch a dog sleep with you. It's deeper than that. It's more spiritual than that. There's an exchange going on that you don't even know.
Thank you.
So I think, first of all, the world needs Jesus.
Thank you.
The world needs to understand God and understand their purpose. If you're a person who understands your purpose and you understand the reason why God created you and what your purpose on earth is, you're careful to do certain things because you know that there's a chain of people connected to your destiny and your
Thank
purpose.
you. Right.
So the moment you fail, you failed all those people. So it doesn't
That's it.
necessarily mean you have to work in church or you have to be a gospel person. It might just be you are born to be a motivational speaker.
Thank you.
And if you don't align yourself, everybody that is meant to hear you is cut from the chain.
Thank
So
you.
my advice to these people, not judging anybody and any decision they have made, is understand who you are.
Right.
Love yourself. You
Right.
cannot love yourself and allow yourself to be tampered with by a dog.
Right.
You need to love yourself. Understand that you are so precious and God has invested his breath in you. When you understand this, then you'll be able to trust God, get a job, because these days young people like me, they don't want to work, especially the ladies. Even those with proper qualification just want an easy way out, a microwave kind of life. But that's not the way. Social media, most of this is a lie. Most of us post when we're happy, when we're wearing designer clothes, when we have the perfect makeup. We don't post when we're crying. We don't post when we're depressed. We don't post when we're heartbroken. We don't post these things. Life is not all beautiful. And when we understand this, we'll realize that we have to work to get what we want in life, not necessarily through the microwave or the easy getting way.
Yeah. Thank you. That's very, very wise. Thank you so much. Okay, so ma'am, what do you have to add to what Miss Gwendolyn has said, please?
Well, I mean, I totally agree with everything she said. But
Yeah.
let me add something to the part where
Right.
she said it's more spiritual and all of that when it comes to paying you $30,000 just to sleep in a
Right.
dog.
Yeah.
I might differ in a lot of ways because I have seen and heard and watched documentaries of men who have this need. There's just something about a part of their brain that tells them to do something, part of their passion, part of their desire that has gone overboard. A lot of them will pay even more than $30,000 to watch you
Yeah.
someone's toe or to watch you dance privately. People just want you to, touch another woman for
Yeah.
their pleasure, and they will pay you so much money. Most of these things, even when they bring animals, for them, it's the thrill. They have gone beyond the normal human pleasure, desire, enjoyment. A lot of people,
Yeah.
if you are able to see into people's hearts to know what their desires can be, you will be shocked
Yeah.
at how
Yeah.
the heart of man has become. So all of these things, though some of them can be ritualistic, but a lot of
Yeah.
times these men just feel that, and they know that with a certain amount of money, they can buy the whole of you. They can buy your mind. They can
Wow.
buy your thought process. They can decide,
That is deep.
yes, how you will think, how you will feel. They can buy it
Right.
with money.
Yeah.
And this is because we as a society, we have failed. We
Right.
decided to embrace and celebrate material things, mediocre things.
Right. Yeah.
People would rather follow someone who is extremely glamorous, who travels in first class every other week, not caring what they do for a living. They will
Right.
follow someone who dresses with designer clothes and lives in a big house, buys big cars, no explanation, nothing to
Yeah.
inspire you to
Yeah.
work hard, nothing to motivate you. But
Yeah.
when you see the world celebrating these people, these people become larger than life. The
That's
normal
it.
thing, as a human being, you want to be that. You want to have that kind of respect from people.
That's
You want
it.
to be able to
True.
live that life because the rest of the world is
Yeah.
celebrating that. So if you
That's it.
find an easy way to get
Yeah.
that, I mean, for a lot of people in America, $40,000 is their annual salary
Of course. Yeah.
before tax.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
if I can make $40,000 in one day, just sleeping with a dog,
Big lady.
and
Yeah.
I have to work for 1 year to get that same amount. A lot of
Yeah.
people will go through it because we have used this phrase "baby girl life." I want soft life. I want
Right.
this.
Soft life.
Yeah.
So, and unfortunately, the younger generation of
Mm.
girls that we're raising, they see these things. They see what
Yes.
we celebrate. So they're coming into a
Yes.
world that we have left for them. We
Mm-hmm.
haven't corrected, we haven't fixed. And those of us who know the truth, who are not
Yeah.
speaking the truth loudly enough to let them
Yeah.
know this will lead you here. Those people
Mm-hmm.
who have done these things and have suffered for it,
Mm-hmm.
before we can come and tell you, this
Yeah.
is who I was, this is
Mm-hmm.
what I became because of my desire, and
That's
this
it.
is what can happen to you. But here I
That's
am
it.
today telling you there is no point. We're not doing that. And if we
No.
continue, they can see my glory, but they shouldn't see
Yeah.
my tears. Like Gwendolyn said, they
Mm.
should see my tears,
Yeah.
they should see my pain. They should only see the brightness. Every other
Right.
person wants to follow suit and have that kind of life. So
Yeah.
it's
It's honestly it's very sad. Like you said, very sad that everyone nowadays is like we want everything easy. But my question is that easy? Is that any? I want to know. Is that any easy money out there?
no,
What do we classify as easy money? What is easy money?
it's perception. I think people equate that with labor or with being accountable to someone. So when
Right.
they say, I don't have to do hard labor, I don't have to
Mm,
wake up in the morning and go and, answer to someone or be accountable to someone because I have to give you deliverables,
right.
that to them is hard work. That to them is, I have to do this for a long period of time. That's hard money. Easy money is, they can fly me to Dubai for
Right.
10 days and I will
Right.
just be your escort, just pleasure
Mm,
you at night. And I'm coming
yeah.
back home with $50,000. That's
Right.
easy.
Yeah.
But what they don't realize is that that's hard work too.
Of course. That I don't see
Does
easy
work.
about
Yeah.
this. I don't see what is called easiness about this. You sleeping with a dog, is that an easy money?
It's perception. It's
We
perception.
need we need to educate. This show specifically, it's for the youth. It's our upcoming. This is why God put this on my heart for the youth to know, to learn things that is going on in this, because they like you said, social media has designed some way, the way, I mean, how the world is looking now, like beautiful, classy, glamorous, and they don't know how to get there. They think, oh, like you're saying, it's easy for us to get there, and everyone wants to do anything. You see young girls, young ladies following big men, sugar daddies, finding a way to make money. But some of us has worked so hard to get where we are. So I was thinking the last time I watched you on Instagram, and Miss Stella, and someone was saying about, I think the person commented and she said, I think you are one of the people that God has chosen for our generation or something to build. It's not everyone that God has called to I mean he said some of us are meant to build and build other people. I can't quote what exactly the person is saying, but I remember you also commented and he said, you are in the spirit, and that word, I don't know why, but it came to me within that same week. And I feel like sometimes, I've been struggling, I've been pursuing for things, promoting my show, doing this. I work as a health professional as well. I went to work last night. I have to, at the end of the day, I even lost my patient, and I haven't slept 2 days because I was on call for 2 nights, you know, and I see life in a different way. And now I've seen life in a other differently, it's a different world altogether we live in. I've worked in the theater where I've seen people's hearts. We have to pump their hearts life to bring them to life. Things that I've seen. And the last time I was just thinking, I said, God, why is it that I want help? Why is it that I want, sometimes you get people to come on the show and it's like, the things that you have to hear is heartbreaking. You have to, and God said to me, you know what? Some of you are meant to, you are not supposed to get some help from anywhere. You have to build because you're a foundation to other
Mhm,
people.
mhm,
So you have to work hard
mhm.
for people to be built on you.
Yeah.
So you have to go through all the struggling,
Yeah.
and be a testimony to other people.
Mm.
So there are people out there who are, you can make it, ladies, young ladies. Miss Stella has been there. She's been in her darkest place. She still goes through situations. You see her, she looks beautiful. She smiles. I'm telling you, it is not easy sometimes. She's blessed. That is called blessing.
Yeah.
That's when you're going through pain, but your pain is not showing, but your beauty and your smile is out there. So we need to learn from all these things, not to follow all these social media things that is going on. It's all fake. Because I remember one celebrity in Ghana came back and told us she was living these glamorous lives and all that, and now she's a changed person now. She's a Christian now, and she's using her life to testify to other people.
Mm-hmm.
So we should learn from that. Thank you, ladies. Thank you so much for your contributions and what you've shared today. I've seen your comment coming, a lot of comments coming. Okay, I'm going to try and read all your comments. Okay, thank you so much for tuning in. You are live. We are live on the Pinky Room show with Princess Roy, Miss Stella Damasus, and Miss Gwendolyn. Miss Stella is connecting with us, I think, from the US.
Yeah.
Yes, and Miss Gwendolyn from Ghana. Okay, so if you don't, you're confused. Miss Stella Damasus is top. I would say top Nollywood actress. Okay, and it's an honor and a privilege to have her on the Pinky Room show today. And Miss Gwendolyn is also in the gospel industry, gospel music industry, and she's soon to become a pastor.
Yes.
Yes. So yeah. So guys, if you just tune in, join us, share the link. We're gonna go on our main topic for today. Christian women in an abusive relationship or marriages. I had a lady who came on the show and we discussed, I think, about abuse, and she shared her past. She was a pastor's wife. And if I tell you what she was saying, you'll be surprised. If you go on Roy Network on YouTube, you can watch all our episodes there. She is she's based in US. She's an American, and she shared her story on the show. So, Christian ladies in abusive relationship. Not long ago, we've heard a story about the lady gospel artist Osinachi, who died, went through an abusive marriage, and she died. And the thing is, when you're a Christian, they will tell you, pray fast. You're dying. Pray fast. Guys, you know what? I'm going to rest my case here. I'm going to relax back, get my water and sip, because today my ladies are going to. I've got these women are so wise. They've got. I don't know if I have much to say, but I'm going to leave the platform to them. I'm going to leave everything to them and relax. Because today I'm going to listen. I'm going to learn a lot from you. I'm going to tap into your wisdom today. So, please, the floor is for you, Christian ladies or Christian women in abusive marriages or relationships. Okay, so who's going to spark for us?
Please, talk to me. I want to hear from you first, please.
Very interesting topic. Very interesting. I have been there. I'm a Christian woman. I will share my part of the story, but I want to hear you. Tell us, what is your view about all this abusive relationship and Christian women in marriages, abusive marriages?
I remember when I saw the topic,
right?
I actually said to you I had nothing to contribute.
Yes, that
was me trying to run away, because it's a very very sensitive and a very slippery slope.
Yeah.
I think Christian women in abusive relationships is one of the most difficult and darkest places to be in.
Thank you.
First of all, because unfortunately, most of us grew up listening to preachings that misinterpreted the place of a woman in marriage as a Christian. And so the emphasis of submission is always preached at every wedding, and the emphasis of the man loving his wife as Christ loved the church is not
Thank you.
emphasized enough.
Mhm.
And this is because, first of all, before you say a man should love his wife as
Yeah.
Christ loved the church, this
Mm.
man first has to come to the realization of how Christ loves the church.
Thank you.
Okay? So
Right.
now, let's break that down.
Mm.
How does Christ love the church? We are the church.
Thank
He
you.
died for us. He gave up
Mhm.
his life for us. We
Thank you.
stoned him. We beat him up. We accused him of things he didn't even do. And
Right.
even up to his last breath, he
Right.
loved us. He
Mhm.
made provision for eternal life for all of us by
Right.
giving up his life.
Right.
Even after that,
Mm.
the percentage of those who follow Christ are so little. And in that
Right.
little percentage, there's so
Mm.
much deception and so
Yeah.
much lies, so much hypocrisy.
Yeah.
Now, the bigger picture is the biggest percentage that doesn't even follow Christ. He still died for those people. He still
Thank
loves
you.
them. So
Yeah.
the love of Christ is unconditional. It doesn't
Thank
matter
you.
whether you know how to.
Unconditional.
Doesn't matter
Unconditional. That
whether
word. Yeah.
you are slim now and after 2 kids you are bigger. Jesus
Right.
never cheats on anybody. His love is definite.
That's it.
There's no, oh, I love you today, I can't love you tomorrow.
Right.
So I think the brothers need to understand, how does Christ love the church?
That's it.
And when you're able to, I always say this, any man that is able to love his wife as
Mhm.
Christ loved the church would
Yeah.
not even need to remind her to submit.
Thank you.
Because women are built to multiply whatever you give them.
Thank you.
You give her pepper, she gives you stew.
Thank
You give
you.
her peace of mind, she gives you a home.
Thank you.
You give her pain.
I can see Miss
Come
Stella she's ready to say this.
Well, I mean,
Oh yes.
I think as Christian women,
Right.
we go to church, and
Mhm.
fortunately or unfortunately, let me say unfortunately, we go through problems. And the
Right.
first place you want to run to is your pastor.
Right.
And
Yeah.
what they say to you is, oh, worst case
Yeah.
scenario, bring your husband. We'll
Yeah.
advise him.
And this pastor
What
is
the-
a man.
It's fun.
He's a man.
Yes.
Okay, let's make that point. He's a man. Okay.
Yes, pastor is a
Yeah.
man.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, and she's encouraged to pray
Right.
for him.
Mhm.
Hold on. Focus on your children. God
Yeah.
will change him.
Yeah.
And while she's doing all this, she's
Mm.
going through abuse, all
Yeah.
sorts, from
Yeah.
emotional
Yeah.
to physical. You
Yeah.
know, even the emotional abuse, people don't put so much emphasis on it, because I've seen so many situations where women come and say, I'm going through this, in the marriage. And the first question, the blackout is, does he beat you? He doesn't need
Yeah.
to beat you.
Of course.
Abuse is
There
not
are other
physical.
abuses. Emotional abuse is the most
That's even worse.
the worst, is toxic than anything. It kills quicker than anything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think, in my opinion, Christian women are going through a lot.
Thank
Pastors'
you.
wives, ushers' wives,
Yeah.
normal members of the church, you
Yeah.
are suppressed, and you have to keep smiling. You have to keep being devoted to the church, your
Yeah.
husband, to the pastor. You have to keep acting like everything is well, even though everything is not well. And
Right.
unfortunately, in the African setting, women are asked to close their mouth. You don't tell people about your
You shut
marriage.
up. Yes.
You don't go outside
That's
and talk
submission
about
to
your family.
them.
You
If you don't talk
protect
and
your
you shut
family.
up, that's submissive. Yeah.
Exactly.
Don't
So you
complain.
protect your family by keeping quiet.
Yeah.
But whilst you're doing that, this woman
Yeah.
is going through depression. This woman is going, you talked about Otina, she has soul rest in peace. But it took her to die for all these
Yeah.
things to come up.
Yeah.
And one of the things that was common with all the people she confided in was, after she's done confiding in you, she'll tell you, please don't tell anybody. He's still
Yeah.
my husband.
Yeah.
That's because she saw herself as, oh, I'm a gospel artist, I'm a Christian, I'm this and that. People don't need to know I go through certain things. God will fight for me. God will change my situation.
Yeah.
But there are some situations that God knows that you can change for yourself.
Right.
So
Right.
please, I'll stop.
I was enjoying this.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So there's a lot to talk about, and let's listen to our mom as well. Um, I know when she was talking, I know there's a lot going through your mind. There's a lot that is coming out. And
I
we're
was
ready, guys. We're gonna read all your comments, so don't worry. Okay,
That's
mom.
why I
Yeah.
wanted to go first and continue, because
Yes.
when you sent the poster, the flyer,
Mm.
it's like she
Yeah.
said, I was gonna say no, I'm not doing it, because my
Right.
team said to me, you just shake the table as usual. I said, no, this one I don't shake tables with, like, I shake the table, and I said, let's build a new one. The
That's
reason I
it.
did that is because
Mm.
you see that phrase, Christian woman, in
Thank
an
you.
left to me alone, I will
Mm.
remove that title,
That's
Christian
it.
woman, because it is that title that is killing the women, not the men. Oh.
Well, thank
The
you.
men that have either mental issues or daddy
Mm.
issues or
Mm.
whatever it is that will make them do what they do,
Yeah.
these people could have been stopped. These people could have been shut
Thank
down
you. That's
if
it.
not titled Christian woman.
Thank
Because
you.
society, we fail to see that these women are human beings. These women have also been brainwashed into thinking that they are not the normal average woman. So you're held like this. So whatever is happening to you,
Yeah.
people shouldn't know. You should have a higher spiritual strength and
Yeah.
ability to be
Mm.
able to overcome all of these things that normal women will go through, and they are breaking
Yeah.
down. But you are strong in the Lord
Yeah.
because you're a
Yeah.
Christian woman, you are first lady, you are a
Yeah.
gospel singer, you are this. So you are not allowed to feel what other people feel. You're not allowed to react. You're not allowed to ask for help.
Right.
Need to ask for help. And then as a
Right.
society,
Mm.
these people come out and say anything or ask for help, we victimize the victims to the
Thank
point
you.
they are even too scared to come out and say
Yeah.
anything because they know what the backlash will be.
That's it.
Someone talked about abuse, someone talked
Mm.
about being raped by
Yeah.
a big pastor who owns a
Right.
mega. But
That's
this
it.
big pastor has a following. He is papa to millions of
Yeah.
people all over the world. And that person was just female.
Right.
Of course, everybody descended on her and made her
Mm-hmm.
feel like she was scum of the earth. Because how can you speak evil of papa?
Against.
So, if we're talking about Christian woman, it
Mm.
is most likely that the perpetrator is a
Yeah.
Christian man.
That's it.
Her pastor, her husband, her head, her
Mm.
covering.
Yeah.
So, like what Gwendolyn said, they will
Mm.
focus on wives, submit to your husband. But let me say
Thank
this.
you. Yeah.
The Bible said wives should submit to their husband, not just any man that takes you to church and marries you.
Thank you.
There's a difference between a man
Mm-hmm.
who that's what I do. There's a difference between a man and a husband.
Thank you.
Hmm.
And is raised, groomed,
Mm. Mm.
trained in the
Mm.
way of the Lord, so that the husband is taking care of you and treating you like a wife, not because he has the ability to, but because God
That's
has
it.
placed that mantle on him to treat
Thank you.
you as a wife should be treated. The way God placed the
Thank you.
mantle on his son Jesus Christ to love
Mm.
the church. So if you don't know God, you don't
Yeah.
know who you are. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
people, everybody can be ordained as
That's
pastor.
it.
I can wake
Yeah.
up tomorrow, attend the church, and because of who I am as a celebrity,
Yeah.
I can just go to a Nigerian church here in America, talk to a pastor. After
Mm-hmm.
2 or 3 services, they will ask me to
Mm-hmm.
come and start preaching. I become a pastor. They will not
That's
tell me,
it.
they will ordain me. I can become anybody can be a pastor, but is it
That's it.
everybody that knows
Mm.
the God that they are representing? Now,
Right.
let us also look at it from the other side, from the men. A lot of
Right.
these men
Mm-hmm.
are damaged mentally,
Thank you.
damaged emotionally.
Mm.
Their
Yeah.
childhood traumas are playing out because this is what they know. This is
That's
what they've
it.
seen from their own parents, from their own
Mm-hmm.
guardian. This is the
Yeah.
life that they've experienced. That when you marry, the best way to get your wife to fear and respect you is to brainwash her so you can beat her up and she will beg people, don't say anything, no, because I'm going to suffer. Don't. So these men, when I do premarital coaching, when I talk to my couples, I say there are questions you should ask. There are things you should know about whoever you're going to date or marry. Find out about his background. When you meet, because I've been there where I was with a guy who would say to me, I've never, I can't remember my parents ever laughing or playing or gisting or holding hands. All I remember is my father always beating my mother when he's drunk. Him ready to try and cut her or, break things in the house. Jesus. Then I look at this person in my head. I'm like, how did I ever think that this one will make it? Of course. When there was no form of therapy, no form of help, you are not taught in the ways of being a husband, because for me to submit, you have to be a husband.
Of course. That's it.
Looking at things like that, we have to start asking the right questions. If I'm going to advise women, before you get into anything, gone are the days you will say, you marry this one. God told me that this is your husband. You say, oh, Papa said you're my wife. No.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And I think it's still happening.
Yes, it is.
I think it's still happening.
I know.
Yeah.
Ask the right question. Spend enough time. Don't rush into it. So that you know the person you're dealing with. You know his personality. You know his mental capacity. You know if he's mature, and there are different types of maturity. You're spiritually mature, you're financially mature, you're emotionally mature. If this man doesn't have that, don't do it. Do not. And then we have to speak to ourselves as a society as well. How we handle victims, especially those who we've held like this. Oh, she's first lady of the church, and she came out to say that her husband is beating her. God forbid. She wants to destroy that ministry.
Imagine.
I have had the experience where a first lady came to me in Abuja and said, my husband beats me and he's sleeping with my niece in my house. When I complain, he will beat me. I said, Madam, can't you just leave that house and get to a safe place? Stella, I can't divorce. I said, I didn't mention divorce.
Divorce.
Just get to a safe place until we find out what you can do moving forward. I'm going to destroy his ministry. He's a bishop. I'm like, and he will be dead.
Yeah.
You will be dead. I know he's a bishop, but you will die. If you don't mind dying, okay, then there's nothing I can do. But if you don't want to die, walk away now and find a solution to this problem. So it is not just the abuser. We're talking about the abused, people whose minds have gone, especially those women who are Christian and feel that, they have a higher level of thinking and processing. And we're also talking to the society as well, how we handle of abuse if we don't handle it like that. And then in our homes too, what our children see, the way we speak to our spouses, the way we hit our spouses, this is how these children will see this, and that's what they learn from. That's their experience, and it's sad.
And they will grow up and become the same. What the images they saw, they will become the same. I want us to talk about, somebody is just mentioning about the counseling. When marriage couples are about to marry in the church, and the pastor has to counsel you. Is that every pastor that's supposed to counsel you? Because sometimes that pastor that is counseling you, he himself doesn't even know what he's talking about. He has no experience, or maybe he's doing the same thing. So he will end up telling you that wife, submit, forgetting to tell the husband that love your wife as Christ loved the church.
I have a lot to say, but I want pastor to talk.
I think that
I'm already ordaining you. If you want already ordaining you on the Pinky Room show, you're already a pastor.
I think counseling is a training.
Right.
One thing I learned while I was in Bible school, because I actually went to a proper theological seminary, so different denominations. You have the Anglicans, you have the Presbyterians, you have the Charismatic. One thing I realized was, in as much as we're united in Christ, everybody's opinion and everybody's worldview is very different.
That's it.
So probably the way I would see certain things, because I lived in London and my background with God is mostly Hillsong, is very different from someone else who grew up in Africa, never been abroad before, how he sees God and understands God. And this also comes to play with counseling. I've always said that counseling, most times, aside from the Bible verses and the little training,
Right.
the rest of it is the person's personal experience.
Yeah. Yeah.
Having said that,
Mm.
if 50% of the counseling comes from your personal experience, I
Right.
need to be wise enough to understand that the man I'm marrying and myself
Right.
is not the same as you and your wife.
Thank you. Everyone is different.
And
Mm.
marriage is an institution of
Yeah.
God. So I
Yeah.
have to marry someone who's
Mhm.
willing to make mistakes, and the both
Yeah.
of us are willing to trust God to
That's
grow
it.
together.
That's
Not
it.
what pastor said. Because
That's
what
it.
pastor is practicing with his wife might
Yeah.
not
It's
work with
different.
me and my
Of
husband.
course.
So we
Thank
can
you.
take the general advice
Yeah.
because pastor has probably been married for 20 years and we're now 30. So we can
Yeah.
take the general advice of the road is straight, the road is narrow, take a
Mhm.
car. But it is up to
Right.
me and my husband to decide, are we taking a Peugeot? Are we
Right.
taking a Toyota? Or are we
Okay.
walking? And
Right.
at the end of the day, God
Yeah.
has to be the main factor because we're
That's it.
all human beings
Of course.
who are brought up from very different backgrounds. And just like
Right.
Auntie was saying, someone who grew up seeing his father beat his mother. In fact, I had such an experience. Let me
Right.
share this. And when I was
Right.
a bit younger, I was
Right.
dating this man and this guy. Now he's a man.
Yeah.
Now then we were young. And I
Yeah.
remember going to his house on
Mhm.
Saturday quite early because I think we were going for a funeral or something. I can't remember. But I went early and had to take his shower, so I was waiting. And
Right.
his dad was beating his mom in the other room,
Okay.
knowing
Okay.
that there was a visitor in the house.
Okay.
And I
Right.
remember saying to him, hey, won't you go and save your mom? Your dad is beating your mom.
For real.
The response he gave me is the response that ended the relationship.
Thank you.
He said
Right.
to me, oh, don't mind her. Her mouth is too sharp. She doesn't respect.
Wow.
And I thought to myself,
Yep.
the
Right.
day when my mouth will also be sharp, this guy will beat me.
Everywhere. She will give it to you everywhere.
Yes,
Left,
because
right,
if you can
center,
justify
everywhere.
your father beating your mother by the fact that
Right.
your mom's mouth is sharp, then that means you see nothing wrong with your father
Yes.
beating your mother. That
Yes.
means you beat your
Of
woman down.
course. Yeah.
So I think that pastors need to deal with marriages on case to case value. Every marriage is different.
It's
You need to
different.
get into the intricacies of it. There are
Yeah.
some marriages that you, as a pastor, has to divide them
That's it.
because if you don't, someone is going to die.
I'm going to die. Thank you. Right.
Oh my
And,
God.
and, a lot has been said. Honestly, well, I'm still crossing my hands. I'm not going to say anything. I'm just listening. I'm
Okay.
learning to.
So I became a trained and certified relationship coach.
Right.
So a friend of mine and I decided to start a coaching business together. It's a premarital coaching where we talk to
Right.
um, people who are engaged and want to get married. Because of
Okay.
my experience, I've done counseling, and a lot of us, especially as Christians, we feel that when we want to get married, we should just go to church and get our marriage counseling. So that is when we're
Yeah.
completed, then we are allowed to pick
Yeah.
dates for marriage and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And as you know, people have used it to think that they are shaming me, but they don't realize it's a good thing for
Right.
me. Oh, Stella has
Mm-hmm.
been married 3 times.
Ah.
It
Mm.
worked for me because
Yeah.
at my age, there are some things that even 60-something-year-old women have never experienced. So
Thank
they
you.
can't handle it, but I have seen it all. I have
Oh,
been engaged, married, divorced, separated,
thank
everything,
you.
widowed,
Yeah.
everything you can think of as when it comes to relationships
Yeah.
and marriage. I have been there.
This is an experienced person who has gone through being that. Yeah.
I've decided to use my own experience and
Right.
things that I wish I had known before getting into
Thank
a
you.
marriage.
Thank
plus
you.
the training that I received. Now, here's the problem. When I did church counseling,
Yeah.
they were giving me, like she said, more of scripture, telling me this and
Right.
that. We have to remember one thing.
Mm-hmm.
The goal is the same because of the
Right.
God who instituted marriage, but the process and the journey is different.
It's different.
Because
Yeah.
the world that we live in today is different.
Mm-hmm.
The way
Thank you.
people treat each other is different. Even the way couples come together is different. Because then God can tell a man, go and pick your wife's housemate, sleep with her
Yeah.
to get a son.
Yeah. Yeah.
That
It happened. Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it's different now. So
Yeah.
I always say to people,
Mm-hmm.
if you are going to do church counseling, no matter what denomination you believe in, please make sure
Yeah.
that you also get financial counseling,
Thank you.
legal counseling,
Yeah.
emotional health, mental health counseling. Here's why.
Thank you.
You can give all the scriptural quotes and everything
Right.
and still end up marrying someone who's probably a narcissist or someone
Right.
whose mental capacity is not mature enough to
Yeah.
handle this marriage.
Yeah.
So my pastor cannot talk to me about the kind of questions I should ask about your background, about your mental state, about your history, or if
Yeah.
anything happened with any other person. My pastor doesn't have that background.
That's
My
it.
pastor might not be able to tell me as a woman who's getting into a marriage how to protect myself legally. He might not be able
Yeah.
to tell me that when I'm getting a property, it shouldn't be
Yeah.
Mr. and Mrs. something. It should
That's
be
it.
Mr. and Stella this. If your first name doesn't appear, anything happens, any woman can come and claim that she's Mrs. this because your
Thank
first name.
you. That is very wise. Thank you.
I know
Knowledgeable.
a lot
Thank
of
you.
people have entered into issue. Even me, I've been there where because you're married to someone, you have a
Right.
joint account or the person has access to your account, they start to use your name, your credit card, your money to enter
Yeah.
into that you don't most of the time you don't know about based on trust. You don't have the parameters to check and fix these things
Yeah.
to make sure you're protected in case
Yeah.
anything happens.
Yeah.
My pastor is not also going to tell me when you get married after a few months, please you guys sit with your family lawyer and everybody spell out your next of kin just in case. So you are living.
I need a pen. I think let me grab my pen. I have to put these points down because this is honestly, if you don't put something down, because this thing I haven't heard it before. I've got my pen. I'm gonna put every because I don't know.
Yeah.
The proper coaching we're really learning today. That's why I said I'm just listening today. Let me put the points down because what you're saying, we don't think about it.
We don't.
We don't think. I was in a situation whereby the man took my £5,000 without me knowing.
Yeah. Oh, your own is good. It's 5,000.
£5,000.
That's good. I wish that's all they took from me. I would not complain. Trust me, we make so many mistakes thinking that everything we ought to know going into a marriage, we have it because we sat down for how many sessions in church and they told us, oh, we don't always have the tools for conflict resolution. We don't. Right. Because that's where the problem is in marriages, conflict resolution. Because what the church does, they don't give you those tools. So that when you get into that marriage and you start having issues, you run back to the same church and they tell you what they gave you in the scripture before. Submit to your husband. He will change. Don't worry.
Let me just chip in there. For all you know, this pastor, like you said, everyone can say that I've been called. I'm a pastor. I'm this. I'm ordained to be a pastor. But like you said, some pastors that have no. Excuse me, even they are not even knowledgeable. They are even illiterate. Let me put it that way. They have got no clue. They haven't been in school before, have no idea about these things. Financial, whatever you're talking about, these big words that you're saying, he has no clue about it. So how can he advise you?
That's what I'm saying. Let's not look at the pastor because you may never know what he knows and what he doesn't know. But I would advise that even if you're going to get church counseling, please find someone who is knowledgeable in different aspects when it comes to human relationships and marriages that will help you. It's very important. Like, there are some people that don't even know. If I ask a lot of women like I do, what is your partner's genotype? What's his blood group? What's his blood type?
Okay.
Like, I don't even know my own. I'm like, so how do you want to marry and have kids with someone when you don't know if your kids are healthy?
I'm seriously writing it down because these questions we don't ask.
I'm like, okay, what's your partner's personality type? Does it work with you?
What's what personality type?
Yes.
Can you say that? What can you say that again?
Like, you have to take a personality test. You have to take a love language test. You have to. There's so many financial assessment, personal finance test. This is why. Let me tell you why. There's a couple that I know that the moment the woman married the man, because when you marry somebody, automatically you both of you are together. Everything that's happening with the man happens with you, whether it is legal, whether it's financial. So this man was in great debt.
Yeah.
And it was destroying him, his credit, everything. The moment the woman married him and they put their accounts together, it affected her too. So she inherited heavy debts that she didn't even know where they were going to start from. They went bankrupt, lost their home, lost everything. This thing happened in Houston. They lost everything, and then they broke up. Because I've said that the two major things that causes issues in marriages are the things that the churches don't talk about. Money and sex.
True.
The church will not teach you about sex.
Let me chip in this. You know this Pinky Room show. I remember I have a lot of platforms that they've added me on, and I do post this Pinky Room show because most of the time we talk about financial health and all that. We normally based on relationships. And two pastors told me, "Oh, can you stop posting this on the platform and all that?" And I was thinking, okay, and this is the issue that you are facing in your church. This is the issues and things that you don't teach in your church, and your church is crumbling. People are divorcing every day.
Yeah, that's the problem. And so if you're only getting your counseling from inside of the church, the two major issues that people face all the time in their marriages, you don't even know anything about it. Because imagine there's a church tells you, you're celibate, right? You're not doing premarital sex. It's wrong. You have to wait until you get married.
Yeah.
But nobody is telling you, no, your sex coach is not teaching you how to have sex, but they're telling you things you should know, things you should avoid.
Yes.
How to know your body, things that can happen, things that cannot happen. Because you're adult and you're getting married. So nobody teaches you that. And then you get into the marriage and your husband's sexual desire is way up here. Your libido is way down there. You guys haven't talked about sex. You haven't talked about your fantasies, your desires, how you are as a person, how you respond to things. It becomes a problem. Then the man will say, baby, I'm ready. Oh, baby, I have headache. Then you start finding her writing me letters and saying, I'm tired of my wife. She's not helping me. And women who are suffering from HSDD, they don't even know that they have HSDD.
Thank you.
That's a hypoactive sexual disorder desire. They like it, but they don't want it.
No, please repeat that again, because as I sit here, I'm so green. I'm trying to get into your head to get what you're saying, because you are speaking deep stuff that women, even some women in marriages for 10, 20 years, have got no clue what you're saying.
Yeah. It's called hypoactive sexual desire disorder.
Thank you.
For instance, when you do get into intimacy with your husband, you enjoy it.
Yeah.
But before he's able to get you to it, you don't want it. Your body is not responding to it. The moment you find out that he's coming, you're already closed up. And look, 80% of married women today, especially Christian women, they do intimacy with their spouses out of obligation. The Bible says his body is my own, so I have to do it. I don't chase my husband away. But they don't realize that it is a thing of joy. That's why God created it. It is supposed to be a thing of joy. That is the only institution where you can do it legally and not feel like you're committing sin or you're doing bad things.
That's the thing. Yeah.
So if you don't know yourself, if you don't know that you have a disorder, if you don't know that there's something wrong, some people have something called vaginismus. Vaginismus will just make that place dry. No matter what they do, you are not feeling anything. It's just there. It's a disorder that has to be fixed. So if you don't know the problem, you just feel, they sweet me. You want, okay, take. After a while, I will feel rejected, and then he will look for CC outside that will be more than excited to do jump, skip, and jangle over with him. So these things you cannot get inside of church counseling. They can't teach you that. So you have to get extra help and know everything that you might encounter when you do get into the marriage.
Jesus. I don't know. I don't know what to say again. Because all some of the things that you're saying, I have experienced that before.
Mhm.
And I have no clue that was any disorder.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Guys, if you just tune in, this is the Pinky Room Show with Princess Roy. You can see that now I don't know, I'm shivering. I've got goosebumps. I've got, I don't know, I don't even have the words to say again because there's too many that I'm getting now that I can't even contain. I don't know. Please share the link to your friends and families. Let them listen. Women, we need to listen. Even the men has to listen to this. So how can you, mom, how can you find out? How can you find out that you have all these disorders?
Well, first of all, when you notice that you are in love with your spouse, but there's something wrong when it comes to physical intimacy,
Yeah.
when you try it once or twice and you find that there's something wrong, you're not enjoying it, or you don't want him to touch you, or you're avoiding him, especially when you know deep down you don't have a headache, you don't have any
Right.
sickness. There's nothing preventing you that does not
Just give it an excuse. Yes.
You
Yeah.
have to see someone. You have to talk to someone.
Right.
There are therapists, there are coaches that can tell you, okay, based on your symptoms, based on what you have told me, this is what it is. And 90% of the time, they're not going to give you medicine, or it's not, most of the time, it's not clinical. Sometimes
Yeah. It's psychological. Yeah.
sometimes it's
Yeah.
up here. Sometimes it's, they will tell you some exercises to do with your pelvic muscle, with different areas of your body,
Right.
things to do before, because trust me, a lot of men too, they are very selfish when it comes to intimacy. They just,
Yeah.
they get aroused, they want to come, just do
That's
what they
it.
want,
That's
reach
it.
and move.
That's it.
They don't care that, they don't care that you
Right.
pleased. Yes, they don't care that you want to be pleased. They don't care
True.
to explore your body, to know
Yeah.
what works.
Yeah.
They don't care that you are
Yeah.
at that pace with them. They just feel anytime I'm in the mood, anytime I want, she has to answer me. It's her job.
Yeah.
So
But
that's
do you know some people always will say that it's because maybe you're not sexually attracted to the person,
no,
that, or there's no sexual connection or something.
it's not always like that.
I think that's the excuse that we always use, not knowing that it is a disorder.
It's not always like that. For the men,
Okay.
a lot of
Yeah.
men, because let's be honest, men are driven by what they see,
You
visuals.
see, right.
A lot of
Right.
us
Yeah.
are driven by words of affirmation and
That's
how
it.
you treat us. That's how a lot of
That's
women
it.
are driven.
Yeah.
So at the end
Yeah.
of the day, when it comes from the man's side, they will
Yeah.
complain, oh, you have added weight, oh, your stomach is bulging, oh,
Yeah.
this. You are no longer
Yeah.
sexy. It doesn't stop them from wanting to be intimate with you. Any man that doesn't want to be intimate with you, two things: either he's cheating or he has a problem and he doesn't
Yeah.
want to.
True.
A woman's body has never stopped men from still doing
Yeah.
what they want to do and achieving their goals. But for women, it's not about I'm no longer attracted. No, it's not
Yeah.
about, oh no. It's sometimes it's your mood. What is
Yeah.
causing that mood, you don't know, because you don't have anything in front of you. Sometimes it's
Yeah.
your reacting to something. Most of the
Yeah.
time, women don't know. It can be medication that you're taking. It
Yeah.
can out your whole system up until
Yeah.
that. So when a man approaches you, you're already clenching, you're tensing without even knowing. It becomes a reflex action. You're clenching, and you're like, I'm not in the mood. I don't want to do this. Some people form sleep,
Yeah.
sleeping, and
Yeah.
when it's tap and I don't answer, it will leave me alone. Oh, headache, I'm not feeling well. You know it's a lie. But then you
Yes.
ask yourself, but why? This is not normal. It's not how we used to
Yeah.
be. Especially when in the beginning of the marriage, everything was good, because you usually
Everything
have
was.
in the
Yeah.
beginning, yeah, it's hot. After a while,
Yes. Even before marriage, people are too much into it.
yes,
But when they get married, it's like, how and why?
most of the time it's in here. Most of the
Right.
time it's the kind of relationship that you have built, because a lot of people allow responsibility here, issues here. You spend time apart. You're working, she's working. You're taking care of the home, the children, and all that drains you, and you don't feel sexy anymore. You don't feel the need to take out time. Today,
Yeah.
no phone, no children, nothing.
Yeah.
It's just, a lot of couples don't do it.
Don't do it.
So it's a matter of noticing that there's something off with your physical
Yeah.
intimacy and talking to someone who can help you through it.
Yeah.
If you're willing to get the help. The help is out there. People
Yeah.
say, we don't know such people, then food there. It's all you need
Yeah.
to do is find it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think when we finish, you have to tell us more about what you do. These things, people, because you are all over the world, people have to connect to you for you to tell them and train them and teach them all these things. Because I foresee maybe after this, I'll be coming to you for coaching because I've got no whatever you're saying, I've got no clue. I have been through that and I didn't know what was happening to me. Can you imagine you are with a man and whatever you've been in a marriage for say 10 years or whatever, and when you will try to have sex and then you feel like you want to put off the light. You, it is crazy.
Self-acceptance. It's a problem that we have, women.
Yeah.
To love ourselves, to accept ourselves, because when we see other women who love themselves to the max, we call them vain. We say they are vain. You too like to look yourself. You too like, but trust me, it works for the mind. We stop searching and loving who God has created us to be.
Yeah.
No, nobody is perfect, especially if you've not done surgery. As I am, Stella, you fine. Trust me, I know what they see when I come out clothes. It's not. Some people, of course. Maybe you are saying, I've been married, so somebody has told me you are sexy. In my head, I'm like, you're just lying. What do you want? I look at myself, I'm like, I wish this was bigger. I wish this was smaller. I wish this was.
Yeah.
You don't accept and love yourself totally. So you're like, if I get the body, if I don't love everything about me, how do I expect the person to so self-love is taught.
Yeah.
To teach self-love now, self-acceptance now, because that boosts your self-esteem. And when your self-esteem is boosted, now you're gonna become sexy. They wear lingerie, they say I'm ready. Yeah,
it's true. We need to have these things in the church. We need to have it in the church. We have to even employ. We have to employ people like you in the church. Pay you in the church.
That they will not have it in the church. They will tell you the church is the wrong place. It's true though. They will tell you that there are things that the church will handle. There are things that the church cannot handle. But my worry is, that's why I started doing this thing, because if the church doesn't handle these things, a lot of young girls will learn it from the wrong places.
Thank you.
So how do we teach these same things, but teach them with the knowledge of God?
Yeah.
In the marriage.
Yeah.
And then let them know this is how it's supposed to be in the marriage, so that they're not going to the wrong places to learn it, because the church will do all of this. That's what I said. Only church counseling is not going to help you, and they're not going to help physical intimacy like this in a church.
True.
Gwendolyn, am I lying?
Very true. Very, very true. Because you be in the church, and even the pastor has, like I said before, has no clue about this. And people are going to
say, Gwendolyn, you are there's something you have to say. You are not saying. I'm looking at you. Please talk. Please say it.
So I just wanted to say, I think the church can handle it. Okay. I just feel like maybe the word is not only the pastors, because if we look into the church, we have people like you, we have professionals. So maybe counseling should be a team of people. Pastor, if you are not skilled in other parts of counseling, handle the spiritual part.
Thank you.
Let a gynecologist handle the sexual part. Let someone who has care and psychological training handle the psychological part. So it should be more of a team. Because if we depend on only the pastor is probably an accountant in real life.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And he just has probably 1, 2, 3 years training. And that was theological. So it's basically the Bible and all of that. And like I said earlier, we all interpret, we can have one Bible verse and 6 pastors, and they would all have different revelations of that Bible verse.
Does that work? And unfortunately, in Christendom, does that work? Because everyone wants to be a pastor. Everyone wants to establish their own church. That's the thing.
Unfortunately, it doesn't work. But I think the Bible is not as patriarchal as our African pastors like to put it out. Example, we read these things all the time, but because our minds have been carved into the patriarchal, or men have power over women. We don't see it. An example is Jacob. Jacob wanted to marry someone. The father of the girl played him. He served for 7 years, and they gave him the wrong wife.
That's it.
He had to serve for another 7 years to get the real one. So
That's
in the
it.
Bible days, for you to marry me, you have to be a worker, an employer, or a slave to my father.
That's it.
You see? So, but the Bible, when our pastors decide to talk about marriage, they focus on one verse, and sometimes they don't even do the proper exegesis on the verse, because where is it coming from? Who was it presented to? Because sometimes the things in the Bible are probably advice, or certain things channeled to a certain people in the Bible, not necessarily a blanket for the whole world. Because even in the days of the Bible, the Israelites believed that they were the only children of God. All of us were not Israelites, we're Gentiles.
Right.
You see, so I think it's all about interpretation. I think our pastors have to be open enough to understand that, okay, marriages are crashing on a daily.
In the church.
Christian marriages. And that is because this generation of women, we don't sit down and cry.
No, we will go. We'll just pack and go.
We know the way out. And we're working. And we're financially empowered to stand on our own.
Yes.
Our mothers were not financially empowered. So even though they were not happy, they stayed because they couldn't take care of the children by themselves. This generation of women can handle it. I think our pastors need to get to a point where they realize that, listen, we're losing marriages. The marriage is supposed to be a beautiful thing that God has. So if the head pastor is not able to handle marriage counseling, because I have to tell her, sometimes this kind of thing come up in church where a husband and a wife come and they tell the pastor that the husband is complaining that my wife doesn't let me touch it. And it becomes a prayer thing. Let's pray for you. What are you talking about?
It's everything spiritual. It's everything spiritual. This is a physical thing. Yeah.
And there are even
what you're
times
saying
where
is how it should be. But unfortunately, a lot of pastors don't think like you.
Of course.
They want to be the ones to handle everything. That's the issue that the church is facing.
That's the problem.
So we have all of these people inside these churches, people who are experts in their fields, who can help these couples. But would they be allowed to have that with them?
No.
That's the problem.
That's the problem.
And
some of them think that it's even bad. It is bad for me to teach about these things.
Yeah. Even aside from the truth, there are times that maybe someone cheats. The husband has cheated on the wife. And then this is brought to a spiritual leader. We're asked to forgive. The woman should forgive. Brother Saul, don't do that again. There is no professional counseling for the woman because she's been hurt. She's been broken. She's processed a lot of thoughts in her head. So that alone can make her turn off her sexual part towards her husband. That, yes, I've forgiven you, but every time he stretches his hand, she's wondering, is he seeing me or is he seeing her?
It's like,
and that is enough to shut a woman down. But pastor doesn't know that.
Right.
All right. Yeah.
We need to wake up at this time of our life. We need to wake up. The church has to do something. These are the things that are very important. Marriage, if the marriage is not right, it affects generations. It affects generations. If it's not working, if it's bad, if it's domestic abuse, if there's all these things going on, it affects the home, affect the children. The children will grow up and it's like we are breathing different, the species that we are bringing out all are affected. So we need to start working. We need to, pastors, share your duties. Give it to someone who can handle. You can't do everything. Even a time came that Moses has to share his duties. He said, I think that the wife's dad that told him that you can't handle everything. You need to choose some people and give them responsibilities for them to do. You know, it's not about me building a church. I've got a church. It's mine. It's mine. It's mine. It's not about you. You are the head of a lot of human beings, people. A shepherd. I've been guiding sheep, and you have to know how to handle them. You can't do it on your own.
True.
Oh, the conversation is getting too much hot, and there's a lot of comments here, and I'm going to read it. I want us to focus on one thing. A man sent me this. He said, "What about if your wife is not submissive and she disrespects you? What about that?"
So, okay, Gwendolyn, you want to go first?
What is the definition of submission?
Yeah.
Because I think sometimes we don't understand. Submission doesn't turn her into a slave.
Thank you.
Submission does not take away the fact that she is her own human. How I see submission is like a workplace. We're all in the accounting department, and someone is the head of accounts.
Thank you.
Okay, so we allow him go to the board meeting and submit our work. But we're all working together as the account department. So in this situation, you and your wife are partners, equal partners. It is not a master and a slave situation. It is not that. Equal partners, and one person has been given the role to be a leader. I was listening to a pastor once, and he said, it was actually a Nigerian pastor. He came to my church to preach. I can't remember if it was Oko or someone else, but it was a Nigerian pastor. And he was so hilarious. And so he said something. He said his wife in his family, he doesn't need to come and stand and say, "Do you know I'm the man?"
Thank you.
Because he does everything. He doesn't wait for her to come and say, "My car is old." She comes home and there's a new car. She comes home and there are flowers. He wakes up in the morning and her husband, who is a pastor, is in the kitchen making breakfast. 15 years after man.
Thank you.
He treats his wife like he loves her. And so with that, she automatically submits.
Thank you.
So even he was even saying that when he has a headache, she's like, "Hey, baby, what's wrong?" She wants to make sure he's well because she knows that if something happens to him, she's doomed.
Thank you.
Okay. So sometimes I feel like our brothers that keep hammering on submission. Are you fulfilling your role?
You see something? What I've realized is that most of the pastors, some of the pastors will more emphasize on submission more. They talk about women being submissive more than what the word of God says about man. You know, love your wife as Christ loved the church. A man told me that, he said, I will never fight about a woman, or I will never fight for a woman, because what if I get killed and the woman will enjoy her life and I'll be in prison? I said, okay. Yet the Bible says that love your wife as Christ loved the church. You don't want to love your wife. What did Christ has to go through for the church? He even went to the point of dying. You don't want to die for your wife, but you want her to submit.
And even after Christ did all that, we still haven't submitted.
Yeah, and he hasn't killed us. Because I was going to say two things. I was going to look at it from two different angles, and beautifully enough, Gwendolyn has spoken about the first aspect of it. So I'm going to go to the other side of things just in case, because I do know for a fact that there are some women who can be very volatile.
Yes.
Who can be very disrespectful.
Thank you.
Who are very short-tempered. I know that.
Yeah.
So that is why I always insist, because people don't go from 0 to 100.
Right.
There are signs. I call them red flags. I always talk about red flags in a relationship.
Yeah.
When you meet and you find that there are some things that make you uncomfortable about the person.
Yeah.
The person's personality, the person's reactions, the person's reflexes, the person's mental thought processes, the way the person thinks. Just like Gwendolyn said that when she went to the person she was seeing, his response to her made her say, "Oh, okay." You know, if You say this about your parents.
Run. You start run.
The thing that I say to women, I say the same thing to men. If you meet someone and you find that her responses are weird, the way she speaks to you makes you uncomfortable, there are always signs. And that's what I always say.
Of course.
It's not magic. People don't just change to 100%.
No.
But we ignore these signs.
Yeah.
We cover for it because, oh, she's good in bed.
Right.
Or, oh, she brings money, or she takes care of me, or she's a bloody good cook, or she's a me and wash where.
Yes.
We use other things, other attributes, and
cover.
We should not ignore when we see them. So that before you get into that marriage, you feel, this thing is a problem. Talk about it. When you talk about it and you feel that the person's responses is still something that doesn't make you comfortable, walk away.
Of course.
Or die. Because you'll be very sad. What I tell my couples is whatever you accept from the beginning, don't be shocked when it continues. Because when people show you who they are, believe them.
Yeah.
When they show you who they are, don't think, no worry, when I marry her, she knows that
change.
Wife, you must submit. When I marry her,
let me chip in this. That was my stupid mentality when I was growing up. I always thought I could change a man. Trust me. I'll pray for him, he will change. I'll fast for him, he will change. And I always wanted to, but it came to a point I learned that no, there's no way you can change a man.
If God decides
that
this man will have a change of heart or change of personality, God will deal with that person gradually.
Yeah.
The man will not automatically change because of you.
Yeah.
But the man will change if he has allowed God into his heart because of his marriage.
Right.
We always think that is us. But marriage is not about us. It's about fulfilling God's plan for the world. Marriage was not for our pleasure because I like him, I love him, I was marrying him.
Oh, yes. Roses. Yes.
Because as a helpmeet, you have to know your purpose. He has to know his purpose. And you are meeting together because your purposes have to align at the end of the day to fulfill God's plan. Doesn't mean you lose your individuality.
Right.
Now, that's another thing that people have to understand, especially men. There's a difference between me having my individuality and respect. I can respect you and still be myself.
That's it.
I don't have to fall on the floor like Gwendolyn said and be, your carpet. I'm not your slave.
Yes.
So if I come into the marriage with you and feel that your idea of respect is not my idea of respect, that's the problem. What do you? That's what she said. Definition. What do you mean by submission?
Yeah.
Because when men say submission, the only word that comes to their mind is respect.
Yeah.
They don't care about value, honor, that are all parts of a marriage.
Yeah.
The value, the honor, the purpose in that marriage.
Yeah.
You don't. So it's a matter of, you don't respect me.
Yeah.
You talk back at me.
Yeah.
And let's also remember, it also plays a big role in geographical terms.
Right.
Times this happens where we're coming from, Africa.
This
is America. We don't regularly hear, oh, she didn't submit to me. She didn't submit.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
In other parts of the world, those are not the things that are important to them in the marriage.
Yeah. Right. Time is far gone, and most of the time I don't want to take most of the time, but this is getting the few messages that people have sent to me. Even from yesterday, I started receiving messages from people. A man sent to me, and he was like, he said, well done. No, what's the hold on. Yeah, he said interesting. When he saw the topic, he said interesting. I knew a pastor many years ago that he cut his wife's clothes into pieces, accusing her for overdressing.
Oh my God!
Why they don't live in the same house?
Oh my God! How did she? And he didn't know how his wife dresses before he married her. He didn't know. What does she do? Who is she? There are so many questions that you would ask if he's a pastor and his wife overdresses and his reaction to it is cutting her clothes, and he's the one with the problem. He's the one with the anger issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, he needs
Yeah.
anger management. As a pastor, you can't think like that.
That's
Your
it.
first thing is to find out if it's way off. When
Yeah.
did this start? If it's a new thing, you will treat her the way you would treat a normal church member who comes to you with a problem. There's
Of
an
course.
issue. I've noticed this. What's
Hmm.
going on? Are you
Yeah.
acting out? You can't just come and
Yeah.
cut it on me. Pastor, how dare my wife dress?
Yeah.
You're not God, you're a man. That's one thing that, yeah, anyway, it's a thing of putting people on a pedestal because they
Yeah.
become mini gods of their own and they can do
Right.
whatever they want and get away with it.
That's it.
Sure.
True. And like you said, the beginning, he saw it. Some pastors will purposely go for this type of women. And I know a pastor we will talk about the men as well. I'll have the men come on the show and I'll have some pastors because I remember I heard a story about a pastor whose wife used to beat him and even break his head with glass and all that and bottles and all that. And he can't go and talk about it because he's a pastor. But he chose, as a man who goes to choose a woman, he chose this woman, and you knew what she is into. Like for instance, this, you knew the kind of dressing that she dress. You knew what, like some pastors will go and marry gospel artists, and you know that she travels, she's doing ministry, she's going and sing. When she goes and come back, she's a problem. Can you imagine?
Yep. Yep.
You accepted that, you chose it. Most pastors want gospel artists. Pastors that you're watching, that you want to marry gospel artists. You want to marry someone who is prayerful. You want to marry someone who's this and that and that. And when the time comes, you want her to stop what she's doing, her ministry, and be kept into your church alone. And when she's going, it's a problem.
That's the thing. So one thing I realize is that when they see people like Gwendolyn, it excites them. They are excited about it. So the thing that they want is to own her, not to marry her and nurture her ministry and help her grow. No, they want to own you and keep you, so that thing that excites them, the other people in the world cannot benefit from it. He has to be the one who say, I own this person. Which is very I mean, you have to talk. This is your area.
I was talking to a friend pastor of mine some time ago, because I had a little bit of thing with someone, and he was like, Princess, that person doesn't know you. If it wasn't because of your marriage, he has no idea where you have gone to. I had people, when I started my music ministry, I had people who purposely tell me, come and let me produce you. A man told me that, you know what, I've stopped production, I've stopped producing gospel artists, but I am going to work with you. But unfortunately for me, I got someone who wasn't ready. When you're going to pray, it's the problem. When you're going to the church, it's the problem. I am a leader at the church. I'm a worship pastor. It's a problem. And sometimes I'll mind the pulpit. Before I'll mind the pulpit, I'll be crying.
You want to rise above him? That's the problem. How dare you become bigger? How dare you?
It's a shame. Honestly, it's a shame. It's because of that I have to put my ministry somewhere and think about the home. Think about, because you want peace. And now I have a lot of thousands of music songs that is there that I'm even still thinking about it.
Songs that God gave you for his people. Then one will come and stifle the ministry that you're doing.
So we need to be very careful. Women are called, you need to be extremely careful.
Gwendolyn.
Pastor Gwendolyn, tell us. Pastor Gwendolyn, tell us. You need to preach to us.
Yeah. I totally agree. I totally agree with you. Trust me, they are my dears. So I know what you're talking about. Right. And I've been married before. I got married very young. Unfortunately, we had to go our separate ways about 5 years.
Yeah.
And that 7 years I was with my ex, I couldn't function in ministry. I totally disappeared in terms of ministry.
Thank you.
I wouldn't say it's a fault. I think as ministers, especially when you know that you are called for a certain assignment, we need to be very careful. I know you said it's a man that goes for the woman, but they ask you, will you marry me? If you say no, they don't marry you. Yeah. So at the end of the day, we decide. So we have to take responsibility for the parts we play. And that's something I have to come to terms with. Taking responsibility for the parts we play. And just like Andy Stella said,
We see this thing, but we feel like it'll change.
Yeah.
Something will change. Nothing is going to change. It's only going to get worse because at the time you're dating, this person is trying to be in their best behavior, please
Yes.
you.
Yeah.
When they marry you, they have you.
That's
So now
showing the
see
colors.
the good, the bad, the ugly. In terms of pastors wanting gospel artists, I honestly don't think it's a bad thing. It's not like a gospel artist would marry what should I say? I don't want to say anything to cause a problem, but there's nothing wrong with it. It's two people in ministry.
Yeah.
But we have to understand that while you're at the courtship phase, forget the title of a pastor. That's the man.
Yeah.
You need to look beyond the spiritual
Of course.
beauty of the man and look into that person. There are certain conversations you would have, certain things you would see. You will see if he's in competition with you. When you have a breakthrough, how does he take it? And I think sometimes too, like what you were talking about, the producer and all of that, sometimes women seem to be too grateful that we compensate gratefulness with marriage.
Right.
Because I've seen people that meet someone, he helps my music. He helps my career. He paid me through school. He's beating me, but I can't walk away because he paid me through school. Listen, walk away. If you have to save up and pay him back, then do that. But most times I have noticed that we women, when the issues start coming up in marriage and you ask, so what was it about him? Then you hear, we were together for 5 years, so we just had to marry. Or when I was in school, he used to bring me food when I had no food. So I couldn't walk away. Or I started music and he invested in my album, so I couldn't walk away.
Yeah.
So we end up compensating for being grateful with signing up for the rest of our lives in marriage.
That's it too.
And that's a big problem.
Right. And what I know is most gospel artists, when I was growing up, most gospel artists want to always marry pastors. And the pastors always want to marry the singers. I don't know why.
I think it's the euphoria. It's the euphoria of when we're a lot younger.
Yeah.
Okay, let me say now. The ideology is some people think that the retirement plan for a male gospel artist is to become a pastor.
Right.
And there isn't a necessary retirement plan for a female gospel artist.
Right.
So they think about it like, okay, at the end of my music ministry, I can be mommy.
Yep.
So when I'm done doing music, I'll still be a mother of a church. So it works.
Right. There's a lot people have sent me messages, but because of the time, I don't want to take more of your time. I think this topic needs a 2 days or 3 days, discussion, because there's a lot to talk about. The last one I want to talk about, I want to bring a message. He said, Princess, I'm a singer, a gospel artist, and I got married to my husband. Now I can't do anything. This man will beat me. He will ask me to cook. If I refuse, or maybe I'm not able to do it, he will slap me. When I don't want to have sex and I'm tired because I'll go to church, come back, take care of the kids. I've got 5 kids. I'll take care of these kids. When I'm tired and at night I can't have sex with him, he will beat me. And this man is a man of God. He's a pastor.
He's a man first.
Thank you. Man first. He's a man
So what advice? Because I believe she's still in the marriage. And she
when you talk to women like this, the first thing they will ask you is, where am I going to go with my 5 children?
So yeah.
And the man obviously has more power than she does.
Yeah. When kids come in, because I had the same problem. It came to a point I realized, I need to come out. But I always think about it. My kids. Where am I going with my kids?
This is what I learned.
13 years.
The hard way.
Right.
Live to fight another day.
Thank you.
Because if you're worried about who will take care of my kids, what will happen? If you die,
yeah,
somebody else will still take over your home and take care
you. Let me tell you something. I know a pastor, my own cousin, I know a pastor that was married to her. And my cousin is dead now. She went to labor and she died with a baby in her. And the pastor is already married to the ex girlfriend.
What I always say, I don't care whether you're first lady, mommy Gio, choir member, whatever. If you are in danger, if you are in a home where your life is being threatened, you're being beaten and violated, leave that environment first. Whoever the person is accountable to, wherever you can get immediate help to for at least 12 months or two to gather yourself, because what we don't realize is that a lot of us put all the attention on the physical, not realizing women have been battered. For you to have been mind conditioned to stay in the abuse until push comes to shove and you have to run, the PTSD that we will go through, we don't think about it. It's really so. The first thing you need to do is physically remove yourself from that place of danger, and then find people that are your support system. Because what some men who are want to have authority over you through and through, the first thing that they will do, the first sign that you should know that there's danger coming before the danger comes is when they try to start isolating you. They will remove your support system. People who they know can help you, people who they know you can listen to, they will gradually and in a very subtle way cut you out of people. Members, friends, your connections. They will start to tell you how these people are influencing you in the negative way, how this is happening, how that. They will isolate you so that whatever they do to you, you don't have anywhere to go. And that's why a lot of women look around and say, where will I go? And when you say, don't you have a family? Don't you have siblings? They can't respond because they know what has happened to that relationship. So it's a lot trying to get women to understand that when you are in that marriage, even if he's the sole breadwinner, you have to find something that will help you be somewhat financially independent, so that if you need to take off at any point, or if anything happens as an emergency, you have something to go somewhere for a few days whilst you make calls, contacts with people to get help. If you don't survive, if you don't live, you can't fight for your children. That environment is hostile towards you and you continue to stay because of them. Your children will grow up and hate you for it because you would have exposed them to things that they're not supposed to see. Because you are a part of it. You are the one you are the one receiving all the beating, and you still stay to eat more. Your children are looking at you as they grow older. They will have questions. Because you will damage them.
Of course.
You know. So
I know an elder who is, he's not like the person is far away, somebody close. When he's angry at the stepdaughter, the way she will beat the daughter and beat the mom is not a joke. The last one that I just wanted to say this quickly because what she said she's been in the relationship for over 10 years, right? And the pastors are aware of what is going on. She speaks to them and they will tell her, pray about it. And the church mom, he said the church mother spoke to her and said, my sister, you have to stay because I am going through the same thing and God is being my strength, so you can also survive.
That's a normal thing for a lot of African women, and that's why the cycle continues. It's a vicious cycle that continues where women are the ones who tell you, are you mad? So you think you're better than us, you think you're smarter. We that were going through it, we stayed. So why can't you stay? It's your responsibility to tell them that I'm not you. I do not have to stay because your husband is not the same as my husband. The man and husband decide to go the extra mile and do more. Apart from that, if you are willing to take it and stay there and be a victim, I don't want to be that person.
Thank you.
I don't want to suffer bruises. I don't want to have internal. You don't understand the amount of damage that a lot of women have incurred in their bodies because of these. There's not just mental, it's also sicknesses that come up from it. I know of a lot of people that have developed major sicknesses and are still back. That is what causes most of them to die. It's not the actual when they are beating you. It's what you suffer from the beating that they don't feel the time. So in my head, You can tell me all you want to tell me about, oh, I stayed, but that's you.
Yeah.
That's me.
Yeah,
Are you happy?
I work somewhere in the. I normally don't work in the mental home, but I found myself in a mental institution sometime, and this lady she hanged herself in the hospital because of the husband, and now the husband is enjoying because she comes from a very rich background, and the husband is the one who is enjoying the money. He doesn't even care about this woman. He doesn't visit. Does nothing.
I feel bad because for those people, I think that if she had people around her who
Yeah,
was a support system, if they had
yeah,
gotten her help,
yeah,
because everything was in here for you to give
yeah,
up life for another human being
yeah,
because you're married to the person, there was
yeah,
something that had snapped in her head,
yeah,
and it just
yeah,
takes people who care about you to
yeah.
notice that there's something different about you, to start talking to
Right,
you, start
right.
trying to get you help before it gets to
Yeah,
that point. So we all have a part to play in all of this. It's our
right,
responsibility as a collective of people
right.
in relationships, in friendships, in different things
Oh,
to look out
yeah,
for one another. Because you see this time of, if I see her on social media and I haven't spoken to her in a month, she's fine. She don't wear fine clothes poster. You don't know
yeah.
what made her wear that thing.
Of course. Yeah,
You don't know what she's going through for that whole month
yeah,
that you speak to her. All you have to
yeah.
do is call, talk to her, hear how
Right,
she's sounding. Video
right.
calls sometimes. Are you okay? What's
Yeah,
up? I just thought about you. It goes
yeah,
a long way because if
yeah,
we don't show support, a lot of people think they're alone. How can
yeah,
I, from a rich home, I'm
yeah,
rich, I'm married to this
yeah,
person, how can I come out and tell people that this is what
yeah. I'm
I'm
going through.
intelligent? I'm a
Hmm.
businesswoman. People look up
Yeah,
to me as a role model. Then I'll come and tell them, see what I'm going through in my house.
yeah,
That's a
mm,
disgrace. Swallow it.
yeah, yeah,
And after a while, it starts to accumulate. And before you know
yeah,
it,
yeah. And do you know some of the churches? If you divorce and you are an elder or you are a deaconess, they will take your title from you. It
you're
happens.
excommunicated.
Yeah, yeah. They'll take it from you. I don't want to take your time anymore because I keep on looking at the time and I feel like I've taken too much of your time. There's so many comments. Just quickly, about a few seconds, go through the comment quickly, and then I'll let you tell us where we can find you, your social media handles, and all that, and whatever you are into, and so that we can also contact you for that. Okay, so I have said, oh, Dway, he says, I think he's watching us from Canada. He said, God always makes the way. And I have Michael Ajimai saying, hello, everyone. Hi. And I think I've got NTE say, hey, Stella, love, loving this is here.
Yeah.
Right. And I've got Palm TV UK saying that great program. Someone also said that good to see you, Quindolin and Stella. Hi. Okay. And I've got someone from Belgium also joining us saying that God have mercy on us. Hello. Also, someone is saying that Osioma, saying that love my sisters. Yes, girl power. Okay. And then I've got someone who's saying that God bless you all. I've got Newness also saying that I think she is in the UK. Said that, oh my God, this is unbelievable. I think we said something that makes him said that. And someone also saying, I think from Germany, saying that God have mercy on us. How human beings sleep with dogs because of money is crazy and inhuman. It's true. And someone also saying that, oh wow, the things some women do, oh my God. Thank you, ladies. This is very helpful. And the other comments coming right. Somebody saying a good word. Someone saying this is amazing. Clapping. Hi, Princess Roy. Can be here. This is wonderful. Yeah, can be. Hi, darling. Okay. Someone also saying clap, love. Thumbs up. Well done, sis. Well, when people show you who they are, believe them. Okay. And someone said exactly. That is true. I can't read. There's a lot of them, guys. Thank you so much. We've seen your comments and really appreciate it. I've taken my beautiful ladies' time, and I'm very mindful of the time. Even though it's interesting and we are going deeper and deeper, we still have to end it here. I don't know what to say, but I want you to leave us your social media handles, any new movies coming out, any new music coming out, and where we can find your products and your coaching, wherever we can find your contacts and all that, please.
I think to save time, everything they need to know is in my profile.
Right.
via
Okay.
Instagram. So if you follow me at Stella Damasus, there's no C in Damasus. It's not Damascus.
Yeah.
We all made that mistake.
At Stella Damasus.
Right.
You see everything that I do, so it's easy that way.
Right. Right. Okay. And Gwendolyn? Yeah.
Yes, please. At Quindolin on Instagram. If you follow me, all my details are there as well. Facebook is Quindolin Yergli. And I'm coming out with a new EP, one which I featured Akete Brempong. And then I also featured two of our legends from Ghana, Anna Hobson and Ma Abawakani. So yes, that's what's coming out in a few months. So keep praying for us. And of course, when I do graduate, I'll post my pictures so I can get
Right. So the last thing is there are people here saying that bring them back, bring them back, bring them back, bring them back, bring them back. Okay. I've got a comment here, bring them back, bring them back. Okay, so we want you back on the show. The audience wants you back on the show. So I don't know, ladies. We will talk and we'll see. I know you're all busy, you all have the things that you're doing. It's not easy to get you on the show, but I believe in God's own time, we will still communicate and definitely, hopefully, one day we'll have you more on the show to talk about this more. Thank you so much. Me and the Pinky Room team, we said God bless you. Thank you for coming. We love you. And God bless whatever you're doing. Increase you. Let's hear more of you. The whole world should hear about you.
Amen.
God bless you.
Amen. Thank you too.
Say bye for now.
Thank you
so much.
Thank you, darling. We should hook up.
Yes, I'm coming to your DM right now.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Princess. Good night.
Bye. Okay, guys. So this is the end of the show. So many times, I mean, you can see that we had a great time on the show. I wish we never end because there was a lot that we talked about today, but time, we need to, end it now because time is fast spent. If you just tune in or still watching, you can still watch this show on Roy Network on YouTube. Roy Network on YouTube. Please, when you go, hit on the subscribe button. You can see what we share on the show. So much wisdom, so much knowledge. A lot of interesting topics that we discuss on the show. So don't leave yourself out. And also, if you're watching, don't watch it alone. Share the link to your friends and families and everyone in the world for them to watch this. We need to hear this. Women, let's support ourselves. Women, if you're watching, share this link. Let someone also hear. In the churches, if you're in church, you're a pastor or a minister, share this. Let them hear. There's a lot that is spoken on the show. There's much wisdom and knowledge has been shared, guys. So thank you so much. Like I said, share the link. This is the Pink Room Show with Princess Roy, and today I had Miss Stella Damasus, Lollywood actor, and also Gwendolyn, Ghanaian gospel artist. Okay, so I just want to say thank you to my media partners, YKA TV, Nigeria. Thank you for everything. For also streaming the program of the show. Also Lively TV, Aberdeen TV. Thank you so much. Jackie's Yogurt, my sponsors. Ride African Connect. Thank you all for sponsoring the show. If you want to sponsor the show, we've got our details on the screen. Please get in touch with us. If you have any questions, if you have any comments, please don't hesitate to send to our email on the screen, and also our WhatsApp number. Send your questions. If you want to also come on the show to share your story, please get in touch with us. You can email us, or you can also send me a message or the team a message on WhatsApp. Okay. Please, if you want to advertise your show as well, you can have it on Roy Network. Also, YKA TV will also advertise your products and all that. So get in touch with us. Don't forget that this show, what we do is we help the needy and the poor. We help, we work together with 8 Humanity Foundation. We go on the streets. We help women on the streets and children on the streets, widows and single mothers. We go out there to help them. So if you want to be part of the sponsorship or you want to donate to support, please contact us and be part of this movement. We're not just doing a show. We also help people on the streets. Every month we go out there to every country. We've got team in Nigeria. We've we've got team in Ghana, we've got team in South Africa, and we are on and on and on and on, everywhere, all over the world, supporting the world. So be part of this and let's help the world. Whilst we discuss about this important topic that will help us, at the same time, we go out there to help other people. Like I said, if you want to share your story, please send me a message. If you want to come on the show and you don't want to show your face, we can black out your face for you to share your story. We need to hear what is going on. Next month, the next time that we come here, we'll also talk about the men, Christian men and pastors who go through abusive marriages and relationships. Please subscribe, hit the subscribe button so that next episode you will be able to join us to enjoy with us. God bless you. Take care. Enjoy the rest of the day. God bless you. Bye-bye.